can see it clear as day, but those who don't will absolutely never see it.
Rate the magic trick, bang. It's just science. I've seen it before. 4 out of 10 out of 10. What? Rate the magic trick, shrinks. No. What? 8 out of 10. Rate the magic trick. If I can get one of these 2 coins to disappear while inside your hand, would that deserve a follow? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Close your hand. Squeeze. Have a look. No, what? That's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. And the follow. Rates the magic trick. Watch. Hold. Bang. What? No! Hoy, that's a 10 out of 10. Rate the magic trick. Watch the rip on my jeans. Watch. Hoy! It's another 10 out of 10. Rate the magic trick. If I can turn this tissue paper into a person, would that deserve a follow, Ethan? Yes, but that's impossible. So okay, impossible. Hang on. Careful. Look. Boom. No. Let me. What? How have we done that? There's no.
Hi, Danny Goldsmith here. All you'll need for this effect is a coin. I'm using a Morgan silver dollar, but you can use a $50 or whatever you're using is fine. I like the weight and the visualness of a larger coin, but any currency will do. You'll have the coin, you hold it, take your thumb, put it in there, and that's it. The coin disappears. Of course, if you know any magic, you know where the coin goes.
Jokers. Let's get down to the table and check it out. 4 face-up jokers. The idea is to do a move called the turn. If you watch the jokers close, you'll actually see the moment it happens. That's when the first one turns over, which is kind of cool. Now, you weren't ready for that. It really is the first one. It really did turn over. It really is the only one. But watch. Just at fingertips, I give them the turn. And that's number 2.
Perfect.
Right? 2 face up, 2 face down. It doesn't matter how you turn them over. You can turn them over this way or this way. It doesn't matter how you do it. It's just when you do it that you get number 3.
Wild.
You can get number 4 as well. You don't even have to turn it over. You can just turn it in space, and you get card number 4 turned over. Now the problem is it happens really fast, so it can be confusing because sometimes 4 looks like 1. You can turn 1 over and it gets you to 2. If you try to straighten out 2, don't, because it'll just get you to 3. If you want to do the turn, all you have to do is square them up slowly and turn them over. And that what gets you to all 4.
What?
That's 2, that's 3.
20 seconds. Chris, how about to make yours more of a challenge? I try to find yours with 1 hand. Watch this. 1 hand reaches into the deck. I'll pull 1 card out. Was it the 9 of hearts?
No.
Man, I'm on the clock. What was it? What was it?
Jack of spades.
Jack of spades. How much time?
5, 4, 3,
Jack of spades.
2, boom.
Now, that was close. You'll all agree that I got your cards under the watch in time. And if the top 4 cards are the aces, well then, I don't have to pay you any money at all. If the next 4 cards are the aces, that is a tie, and we can, oh, I cannot believe this happened. You know, sometimes I'm so good at this, I can do it without realizing. Can you turn those over and just show them to everybody?
Don't tell
Go ahead,
me.
turn those over.
Come on, come on.
You know, I know. Yes. Thank you much, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Alexa, name any playing card.
Your card is the 8 of clubs.
Alexa, say any number between 1 and 52.
Your number is 12.
This is what we're going to do. Do you know who is the best mentalist in the whole entire world, or magician, I should say?
Magician?
Yeah.
What?
It's actually Siri.
Siri?
Siri. You know your phone assistant?
I don't use Siri, but
you don't use Siri? I use Siri. Here. Let me show you what I mean. For instance, you can tell her You can be like,
What is the crack, everyone? Welcome back. It is Murphy's Magic Stumped. My name, of course, is Bo Creamer. Thank you so much for joining me. It is so good to see you all here. Well, I'm sure you don't want to hear me yabber on for just an hour of me just talking, seeing my beautiful face. It is so good to see everyone in the chat. George, it's amazing to see you. Magic Cards, so good to see you. Ace Cunnings, awesome. And absolutely, I have to mention, our new friend, Joseph. Good to see you all in the chat. How's everyone doing today? Good to see you all here. I can't wait to chat to Tobias. Me and him have been chatting off camera just now. If you guys actually controlled the cameras a little second ago, you would have seen me chatting to Tobias, having a laugh. It has been so much fun. And I think we should jump in with the guy himself right now. I want to bring Tobias in. How you doing, mate? How you doing?
Ah, there you go. Good to see everybody. Hello.
How you doing, man? Thanks so much for joining us.
I love to be here. Thank you, man. I don't see the crowd, but I just want to say hi to everyone. Good to see you.
Perfect. Oh, yeah, if you want to see chat, you got to jump onto YouTube. But yeah, definitely. I'll let you know if anyone says anything, offensive to you, or say everyone's just saying how handsome you are, and I agree with them. Like, how beautiful is he right now? It's just incredible. You all know Tobias is the guy, the handsome man with 8 shadows. That's what I call him anyway. But thanks again, man. And Liquify, thank you so much for bringing Liquify out. It's incredible.
Yeah, I cannot believe what's going on the internet right now, because this is something, that I have this since many years, showing this at conventions, and everybody's like, oh, please, what's going on with this? And I'm really happy that everybody wants to play with this, because this is also a lot of fun. It's a baby of mine that I'm carrying with me, and I'm performing really everywhere, because it's a great stand-up piece. So I'm really looking forward what people coming up with.
Mate, I'm so excited to see what everyone does with this, because there's so many people that have seen this and already. I know Nigel Quinn was already saying he wants to do it with the no bounce balls. Like, he has so many. Everyone's minds are racing right now with everything that is Liquify. I know you've got it there. We just spoke about it before, but it's very cool. I think maybe to start off, I think before we get chatting all about Liquify, I was going to do some, a little bit of chit chat about you've been away with the family and stuff. How was that? Good?
Oh, I have a good time here. Everything is perfect. I mean, the summer is actually just starting,
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go, my friend.
Super busy with a lot of projects that have to be done till October. I'm going in October to China and make a tour there with all my stuff. And
amazing.
It's going to be crazy. Yeah, I have to prepare a lot of this, but it's going to be really good.
Mate, it's going to be wicked. I love watching you get out and about and just everything that you do. Every time I see Tobias, I've got notified every time it says Tobias posted something. I'm like, immediately check it out, because I know it's going to be some weird, wacky, crazy, so inventful and creative piece. I love it. I love working with you, man. It's insane.
For me, everything is just super weird I'm coming up with. It's just not, I'm not really into the magic bubble, let's say. I'm just trying things out, and I'm just happy if other people also celebrate the same shit. So like,
yeah, no, man, I love it. Well, I think that brings us around to celebrating Liquify. I know a lot of people are asking about the history of Liquify and how you came up with such a weird and wonderful idea. Can you run us through that, kind of like the history of it?
Oh yeah, I mean, I worked on, I have also a different effect with liquids that's also coming soon, but it's out of these, when you start with one material that you discover and you play with this more and more, you actually make mistakes. And for me, I love mistakes, especially when I'm working creative, because I need to always see material behaving in my hands. So I'm not a person who has the perfect idea and then goes to the studio and just do it, because I really have to feel, of course I have ideas, but I just start with materials and then I end up with something completely different I have thought of at the beginning. It's always like this. And when I discovered some liquid I pour on a table, I thought it's so cool to also just dip into that liquid. I can just show you, like, it's so stupid, but I don't know, where's this idea? I don't know, you just open this, I don't know. I just love to take care of myself a little bit, You go here and you're like, oh, this is like you just eat it like this, or I don't know, this is just bullshit. It's not magic, but it's funny, because when you don't like this shit, right, you just get it back on the cream. And I made a lot of these kind of thimbles.
Mm-hmm.
And when I made them in my studio, it was funny, because I just made them from a silicone material, and then I put it on a kind of a wood thing that everything drips down, at the right shape as I wanted. And then I left the studio. And on the next morning when I came back, it dried out, but it actually dried out with a long tail to it because I didn't know that I thought it's stiff, but it was still moving, and overnight it just dripped down. And I was like, oh no. And then at first I was disappointed, and then I played with this and I was like, oh, it looks so real. It's just funny because these are pictures you cannot think of it from the beginning. The material is always so much more clever and shows you ways to use it than you can, just think about it first. So it's, I love to play with things. That's why. And yeah, I mean, if you, I don't know, as a kid, I would say like 13, 14, I watched all the stuff from Jeff McBride.
Mm-hmm.
He had this thimble manipulation stuff,
Yeah.
And I love thimble magic. But at one point, I don't know, I couldn't use it in my everyday life, walking around with thimbles. It's a weird thing. But now that you have like, these kind of thimbles, they're making sense because they're coming from a reality people know, or it's just also a little bit distractive if you find some shit and then I actually prefer this stuff. Well, I always love to just have little I don't know how you call them, like these gags. I think you call them in a certain way in the States, like how you call these little gags that you just carry out everywhere, like these little pranks or
Gags work as well.
Yeah, it's just a good joke. So I just love jokes, and this is why this turns suddenly into a really magical moment, because first you do it as a, just a fun thing, and then you realize, hey, I can also do it now with a ring that melts, and then, and suddenly these things are just growing while playing with these stupid ideas at the beginning. And this is always how it goes for me.
Mate, I love it. It's like the first time you and I properly chat and hung out was in London. For a special thing that we did, and we were sitting at a cafe. It was like you, me, Nate Centerforth. Who else was there? I just remember you sitting down. You had like a chocolate croissant. I remember you putting your finger in and pulling out the chocolate. And you're like, ugh. And you're kind of doing this with like the thimble bit, and you're like, ugh. And you're like, and then ate it. And I was like, what is this guy doing? Just everything that you do is just so, it catches you out of the moment. It seems so organic, so natural, and it threw me off. I was like, this is gonna be fun.
Thank you, but it's just so funny because it's still not a trick, just dipping your finger into chocolate.
Yeah.
Everybody could do it, You have to find that twist that suddenly it magical happens to it,
I think you did the white change. You did like the chocolate, and then it changed the color. I was like, hang on, what's happened? And then
exactly.
Yeah, it's just so many different things that you just put your fingers in and get back into. I love it. I love it so much. Everyone's like, is it edible too? I probably wouldn't try. But yeah,
I think it's definitely edible, but I don't know how long it takes to come out. But it's not poison. So
Murphy's Magic does not condone eating Liquify. Sorry. How is it? So we'll get into all the questions on how hard it is to do. So I think we've done a little breakdown, which I love that history on it and how you come up with it. I know a lot of people want to know what they get inside the box. I've seen that all over our social media. People asking, for the price, for $74.95, what do you get inside the box? And I'll show you. I'm happy to show you. I was actually very careful because when I set this up originally, I actually had this QR code and like the password. I was like, oh, I can't be showing that off. That's why it's sitting funny. This is what you get. You get 8 gimmicks and 5 rings. We'll get into the gimmicks. We'll show the gimmicks now, but you get 8 different colored gimmicks for different type things. You'll notice there's some colors here for what we don't have in rings, which we'll get onto more in a little bit, because I know a lot of people want to know what color, like what you could use these for. Are they different to, can you use other things other than rings? So we'll get into that in a second. So that's what you get inside the box. You get all these different colors. And I know a lot of people are asking about the gimmicks themselves. We've had a couple of people, I gotta want to mention it, 3D printing it. I don't think you're going to 3D print these the way that you want to 3D print them. They are like a little, very, like people asking how durable they are. That's me pulling on that. I did this before and I smacked my thing because I wanted to make sure I got it on camera and I was in focus. And I smacked my mic so bad. But that's me pulling on that. Sorry, I'm also on the Skype chat with George. I'm getting sent in weird images, but yeah, can you tell us a little bit more about the gimmicks themselves?
Yeah, I love it's a certain material that allows you to really look, first you start with the ring, for example. I have to step back so you maybe might see this better. And the idea is you can use this so slowly, just making that ring melt down, that you also have the impression, right, that you really see the cream, right? And this is so great about these gimmicks because they feel like it's really kind of a rubber thing, like a ball or something, and it falls down here and comes back. But you can use this to so many different objects that you already have maybe in your magic luggage. And yeah, everything I'm so happy about it is that when you really get into this and you know a little bit of thimble magic, it's really easy, right? If you just dip into something and you just start slowly with just the move itself. And this can look so incredible clean, like I love to just stand in front of the mirror. Let me show you step this one. It's when you don't know what this is, for a spectator, you just see something strange, what you have there, and slowly you just, you do it into a bounce ball. And from there are so many things possible from a bounce ball, like I think you have already seen the Javier had the best bounce ball trick ever I saw when I was in Sacramento.
Oh, the headphones?
He took the headphones, he dropped it on the floor, and I was like, oh my God, that's
He
so
fooled
good.
me so bad with that. The first time I saw him, he's come up to me, he's on his one wheel. He's like, Bo. And I was like, sup, man? He's like, hang on, sorry. Drops it, and he dropped them, and I panicked because, dude, these things are expensive. And it bounced up to his hand, and he's like, sorry, what was that? And I was like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? Yeah, Magic Apple, if you want to put your link in the chat, please do. Yeah,
And
sorry.
then from that, I think these bounce balls you also have at Murphy's, right? It's like the perfect item to the white thimble, because whatever you do from it, the white is always blending beautifully to all these materials, and it's also from the material quite the same. It's like really interesting, just trying things out. This whole set is about being creative. It's like there's not a certain routine you have to perform with all these thimbles, or I really wanted to just sparkle your inspiration for your own routines you can come up with, and you have maybe a trick with a black ink pen and you draw something, and whatever it is, it just makes it super interesting to put it into your act, because everybody has strange items. So I think everybody who sees this is like, oh, it could maybe fit into my whatever SpongeBob stuff, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, that was the thing, because I saw you do it with a leaf, right? You did the green one with a leaf, so just it broke that up to something completely different, and like candy and stuff, which we'll go into the tutorial in a second on what you actually learn. But I have a lot of people asking about the gimmick. People like, the gimmick is so good, more excited now. And can you show how flexible the gimmick is? I guess so. Do you want to show?
I mean, yeah, this is it, right? It's super important to make the impression it's always creamy. And here you see I don't know if the connection is good enough to really
we can see it. It looks good.
How this goes left and right, this is like what I need for my tricks. And it's also not too thin, let's say, because you really want to hold it nicely, that you can go in and out super fast and easy in certain grips. And this just feels nice because it's from a kind of silicone material that allows you to have an excellent grip, but also has the flexibility. So for example, here, right, you can squeeze it. It looks maybe like a ball, and afterwards you can just pop out the cream, right? This is so great because you can just bend it backwards and just have it come up, a little bit later. So it really feels like it's coming out there, And it has a lot of different ways to use it, but it's great. It's exactly what I...
Yeah, exactly. The fact that it's so flexible allows you to just let your creativity run wild and do whatever you want with it.
And have it in your pocket and don't be afraid.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a performance that we had where you wanted to start. You want to say, hey, do you want to see some magic? What have I got? And you came into your top pocket here, and you come out. You're like, oh, what is this? Oh. Hey, do you want to see some ring magic? And I was like, man, that is so good. That's such a cool way to start a ring routine.
I mean, what is in here? Oh my god.
Every
I
time.
think, I don't know. Oh no, it's not the right one. It's like, oh shit, that's so disgusting.
Oh, what is that?
No, that's also one of the first ones. It was a good gag to just have some snore or something. Especially in these times of Corona, it was just funny to have like, oh shit, you know, like
Yeah, just like sneeze in your pocket and you go, oh, jeez, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Oh man. Oh,
most of
jeez.
most of this stuff, I mean, these are just jokes, but I really got people like so hypnotized with one routine where I melt the ring in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really not just funny. It's suddenly it really becomes so strong in an experience, you know. And this is what I love about magic. If you get people really close and you get an experience one-to-one with them, wow! And for them, it's like a life changer a little bit because they felt something I haven't felt before. And I found a way, and I have to also say again, thanks to a good friend of mine, Aaron Alexander from, I think he's also from Canada, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he's an amazing thinker when it comes to these experiences. And when we talked about this ring thing, he gave me some beautiful tips how to melt this in the spectator's hand. I had some versions, and he gave me just a very fine tip you will see on it that makes people really get the incredible, like they're like hypnotized feeling that this is now changing in their hand. It's just like incredible. Like I made this to so many people and they go like, yeah. And then they don't look anymore. They're somewhere, they're dreaming. And I'm like, hey, please look back, look at this. You know, they take so much time to get them back on the trick. But it's like people figure it out. It's really interesting.
Well, because I remember that on the trailer and stuff, so many times people were caught off, like, hang on, what is this happening? And they're looking at this, like other people around them going, am I losing it? Am I seeing what I'm seeing? And you're like, hang on, wait. You had to bring their attention back so many times because they just kept losing it. It's amazing. I had a question on here I would love to ask, going on about the gimmicks and putting them in your pocket. How you find with lint sticking to it? Is it okay? Does it have
what does stick on it? Like
lint, like pocket fluff?
Yeah, I think it gets even more organic. You know?
Yeah, you got it. There's all these little fluffy bits.
If you find a little hair or something, like it makes things real, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know how dusty your pockets are, but these things are so easy to wash. You know, you can also go in the bathroom real quick, and they look shiny and nice all the time, which is a key to this effect that you know you don't want something. It really, you see how it's sparkling even in the dark here. I mean, I feel like it's to put on some lighting. Maybe the top lights will be better. But if you see the shininess on them, you really feel that this is an organic piece, you know.
Yeah.
And this one is also funny. I have to show you this one. Yeah, when you're in this one, right? This is the black one. You just go here, and you can cuff in your hand as well. But yeah, you just take it and you see if this works. Like that. Yeah. But this is also funny. It stands there. I can show you.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. It doesn't have to be like it's just going to be like a weird moment, like you said, a little.
Oh, this is actually a skeleton. I don't know if you can see.
That's cool. That's cool. I love that.
It's a completely different project I'm working on, you know, taking these things and just throwing them on the wall, and then they have a prediction or something. Is just like coming another time. But it's like so interesting how you can use this and create a very big picture with this, you know.
Yes.
I love mostly about it that it's happening here, right? This is the framing, and magic is just becoming full attention from everybody if you get the right spot, you know, when you can come up here and everybody sees it, right? And I mean, it's so dark now. What's going on?
Yeah, the light's gone down real quick.
Yeah, boom. And when you see everything happening here, it's so much stronger than down here showing card tricks, or I don't know. It's really important to get people's attention. Let me put on the light. Maybe I feel like it's maybe better to see some more stuff.
Yeah, no worries. I'll keep chat entertained for a little bit. Excuse me. Sorry, I'll say hello to some people in there. Oh, that's way. Oh, jeez. That was quick, man. Oh, beautiful. Look at you. Actually, we are getting a call in. So, do you mind if I just jump over and take this call real quick? We have someone coming in real quick. Hello, little Timmy.
Hi, Tobias. How are you? I'm a big fan of your work, Tobias. Thank you so much for Liquify. I just had a quick question, if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
Okay, thank you. I have very small fingers, as you can tell by my AI face on MSN Messenger. I have very small, and I have the right amount of fingers, like 6 fingers on one hand. My fingers are very small. Will they fit inside Liquify easy?
Of course, I don't know how small are you, but I think,
I'm tiny. Mom, sorry, I'm just on the phone with Tobias. Yeah, no, put the chicken nuggets down there.
if I imagine you would be like the smallest finger is for me like the pinky, and everything is still fitting on there also very nicely. So it has a shape that is kind of conic, so it should fit to every kind of finger. And I think it will work for you, definitely. No worries.
Oh, thank you so much, Tobias. Thank you so much. I'm going to go to my favorite magic shop right now and buy this. Thank you.
You're so sweet. Thank you, Timmy.
My absolute pleasure. Mom, I was trying to Tobias.
Thank you so much, little Timmy. You absolute legend. That was little Timmy. Just joined us there, guys. So thank you. Wow.
Sweet.
He was such a little sweetheart. So thank you. So there you go. You can do it with any size fingers. I was playing around with this earlier because I know people asked about it in chat. And I was doing the same thing. I was playing around with different fingers and I was moving them way down. I even got down to my pinky and it still stayed on quite strong and sturdy and didn't come off. Felt okay.
If you take and you feel the grip from it, then you will know it's almost, you have to find a gentle way, to have it in a position where the grip allows you to a certain level. You can be super sure, you can go all the way in, but then you already have problems to get out of it. It fits very well.
Yeah.
So
great.
you just go into the right spot where it fits perfectly on your finger. You do your move.
It just looks so
and
good.
And your hands are clean with a certain technique.
Man, it just looks so good.
And yes, I feel like it's the most important for this thing is to really train it, right? It's really not something you just take out and then boom, you go on the streets. It's super important to get a feeling, the imagination in front of the mirror, that you imagine that this ring here is just starting, right? Give it the time that people also understand that this is right. Or you really have to feel it and just show it, and not too long. You just give it back a little thing, and there's so many different ways to play it. So there's from, let's say, the beginner to the very difficult part of it. And when you're juggling around the 3 different items like the ring and the thimble and the ball, you get slowly into more and more items you can handle with. But for me, I still come up with a lot of new routines. I'm sharing also on the Facebook side soon. If you're maybe you can mention that as well.
I had someone ask about a Facebook group, and I had that on my chat, so I'll just cross that off for a question that I had to ask you. So you're really.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Hey,
so
that's
it's
great.
super important that everything is just in the flow, and all my effects are, even years later, I just come up with a completely new way to use it, and I'm always happy to share it. So this is definitely just a toolbox and a lot of tools in all my magic tricks, because it's not just one trick you can do. It's use it this way or use it that way, and have so many different takes on it.
Well, no, that's the thing. I want to get the red one, and I love the idea. I saw someone mention about a bottle cap, like a cap of a drink. I want to get the red one or even the black one and go out, and when we have someone has like a Coke or something, have like the cap melt. And so, if you can rub the plastic out hot enough, it can actually start to melt down, and then that'd be it's just so much fun to have with this.
Bottle cap soon, but this comes announced very quickly.
Oh,
soon.
I'll shush then. I'll shush. You heard nothing.
No, bottle caps are amazing, and everything that you find everywhere. And this is one of my favorite things.
Sorry. Sorry. No, that was such a weird thing there. So what happens is anytime someone donates something that's like super chats, it'll take my photo and put it into Discord. So I don't know if you... It'll put it into Discord, and then it'll put it into stream highlights. And it'll say, if you go to our Discord right now, under stream highlights, it says choice environments. And it's like, hey, I took this picture of Bo, and it puts it in there, seals it in time. So thank you so much, Choice Environments, for doing that. I appreciate that, mate. And it's a good looking photo. I gotta tell you, I'm having technical difficulties. It's people are playing with the chat now, which is good. It's good to see everyone getting involved. There's so many things I created for this one stream because I know how much fun you are. And I remember, I'll go back to it again. When we worked together, I remember sitting down helping you with things, And there was so many times we just like start joking and playing, and we had to kind of go, hang on, we have to get ourselves back on track. So if we start to get scattered here, guys, please let us know, and we can bring it back in. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So thank you again, Choice Environments. I appreciate that. Yeah, there you go. So
many other things I can show you also with this, but I feel like it's sometimes great to just first try things out. Like when you read a book, you know, sometimes it's great to just see some images and just first get your first ideas yourself and then play with this. If you have this in your hands, I can just highly recommend that. It's really fun. And I'm like, if I have a moment, I always go in front of the mirror and I'm just training something, because there is always a better technique to come up with than, you know, showing your hands empty and just go in and try to find the same spot where black things are melting, and just really give the time for everybody to understand that this is just, you know, in the imagination. You know, I feel like when you drive on the highway, right, and you see something on the street and you don't know exactly what it is, right, and you go like, wait, what is this? You know, and your brain is for some seconds in a weird stadium of trying to imagining everything. What is this? You know, and this is what this should be about, that people will just see something, they're like irritated of what is really going on here, right? And then they're just getting back to reality with, here, check it out, and blah, blah, blah. It's a quick one, but it's a very strong moment that lasts very long. So here, this is a cool one. I learned this from a good friend of mine from Belgium, Philippe Bougat. Here, look at this. Right, you just go through, you know.
hang on,
I always do this one.
That was sick.
Yeah. You just squeeze it, right? And you see how you go through it. It's just a very nice thing afterwards when I give the ring out. I just still make the impression that it's still soft. You know, I love to pantomime things a lot. So, you know, I think you put out a lot of good ring tricks for it. So it's great to get back to ring magic as well. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know. Just a quick name drop. I know Penguin are doing a thing right now. So if you go buy from Penguin, they give you 40 ring tricks along with it. So if you want to set up for ring magic, you're all set there. It's absolutely insane. Lloyd's like, can we please go back to talking about bottle caps? No, Lloyd, we're not going to talk about bottle caps.
I can try to make a bottle cap string, but I have to find a bottle cap now.
Yeah. Well, I'll take it. I'll take you a second. We'll just jump through chat. I'm just going to catch up on chat and see what everyone's talking about.
That's great.
Charles, you can absolutely watch this later. This is getting recorded and put up. I just realized I can see you in the mirror. I was just like, what? What's happened to Tobias? This will be stored on our YouTube, so you can watch it later and watch it anytime you want. This is how you answered the call for me before. And I was like, what is happening? Because everything was just kind of moving in the background and you were like swaying too. And I was like, what is going on?
No.
It's me has asked, is there gold or silver? There's both, my friend. There's both gold and silver. If I can get that to focus, you kind of got like a goldy metallic-y. There's also photos on our socials, which you can check out on our website. Yeah, there you go. There's all gold and silver, and there's gold and silver rings as well. And one size fits all with the rings. Yes.
Yeah, it's important that these rings, they're so beautiful. They're having the right weight. You know, for ring magic, it's super important to not have something that sticks hard on your finger. You know, it's a little bit falling from the top and it stops at the right point. Because for this illusion, it's really important to use the, you know, it's not gravity, but it's somehow this swinging around that keeps the ring a little bit up on the tip at the beginning, that, you know, that it falls down later.
It makes sense for it to be on your tip to slowly slide down your finger and form a ring as it slides down. It just looks gorgeous.
That's exactly what you really need. A heavy, nice ring that, you know, you can use for all your different effects, putting finger rings through your fingers. And I actually, you know, it's maybe sometimes good to really keep it till the end. You do some ring tricks and then they ask you like, oh, can you do this again? And you're like, I don't know. My ring is a little bit tired now. Right? You see it. You know, it's like a really cool, like,
well, yeah.
It's like when you do coin magic and you have a jumbo coin at the end, but this is just also just a bigger picture that is going in a completely different direction. So I'm like, I love this as also the ending of the ring tricks, you know?
Exactly. And the fact that every single performance that I've seen, someone taps it and goes, it's metal, it's solid. and they're handing it back, and the people are trying to look for something to do. Like there was those two guys outside like a little tent. I don't know where you guys were, but the guy's like, "Is it solid?" And he's like, "Yeah, check it out." And the guy's face is like, "What the?" As soon as he has it in his hand and he feels it, he's like, "What has happened? What is going on here?"
Yeah, it's also weird. You know, like if you talk also a little bit about, you know, some artists. You know, I love to make art all the time. I'm an artist from Berlin, and if you talk about surrealism and the melting watches from Dali, or like creating some weird images to your speech or whatever you have, it's really helping to get people in a kind of a mood to also react to it. Because if you just do it out of the blue, people are like, "Oh, what are you doing?" You know? They're just getting kind of disgusted, but you want to get them. They want to be disgusted. You know, they want to feel something rude. Maybe you're doing because when you melt the ring on their fingers, right, and it feels like you maybe prank them and you just put them some cream on their hands. They're like, they don't like it. But if you set up in a very nice, elegant condition that this is going to be an experience of art, you know, and then, this happens, people just completely, you know, get this elegance of art and this kind of background to it, which is, I think, super important to introduce it the right way.
Oh, absolutely. Sorry, go.
Yeah.
I want to cut you off.
That's it. Yeah, that's the most important, to get the right setting when it's good to make this in the spectator's hands. Maybe it's not good to make it as the very first thing to go to people like, "Hey, you want to see something? Open your hand." Ooh, ooh, ooh. You know, and they feel like, "I don't know what you're doing. I don't know you. You know, I haven't seen anything that I know that you're a magician, so it maybe might feel weird." But if you do some cool tricks before, and then it's also more likely that you can touch their hands and do a little bit more, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to go up to someone, sneeze in your pocket and go, "Oh, here, I'll put this in your hand." They're going to go, "Hang on, whoa, wait, whoa. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, it's still funny, but it's, yeah, you have to find the right way to find the right moment to it. Yeah.
Exactly. Michelle asked, is this available in Italy? This is available absolutely worldwide. Everywhere that you buy magic, it'll be available there. Vegan Bro says, how do you clean up the other hand?
Yeah, I mean, you get a whole tutorial on different cleanup.
Let's kind of, sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's just, there's so many ways to clean up. And I mean, I'm exposing everything here, so just, you know, I have definitely a huge inspiration when I watched material from Garrett Thomas. You know, for me, Garrett Thomas is, I think, also the reason why everybody can maybe do this trick, because they trained his ring thing, which he made so popular. And he put out once a wonderful ring coin transpo. I don't know if you know this. If you know this, you're a good magician. It's definitely so interesting to motivate your hands, you know, to find the right moments when you take things, right? I show my hand empty, I take the ring off, I show that hand empty, and there are so many ways how you can all the time load that gimmick back into the other hand, just while taking one object to the other. And this is also like thimble magic, but in your hand is empty, right? It's still hold it in my hand, but I can transfer it in a very specific way that I need more time to really teach this. You know, you can get a glimpse of what I'm doing, but it really needs a little bit of details to get the right rhythm of, let me start here, right? Do this, turn it up, comes here, show your hand, and then show it to spectator. Do a last one if you want, like still like soft. And you can always clean up quickly. Even if you don't want to make the cleanup, it's still great enough after you really did that, right? You do this and then just give it to somebody. It feels still okay. It's still that thing that they were seeing.
Yeah,
so
they're not looking for the other hand for something to be on your finger. Yeah. It's the exact same reason why, like, you know, the ring change thing that goes on. No one is expecting that to be the same finger. So it's just, that just flies by. It's incredible. Actually, I do want to, some people have you kind of mentioned it. What do you learn on the tutorial? Because people are also asking in the chat, can you do this with like coins? Can you do this with other objects? Did you want to run through the tutorial right now? I've got some screenshots which we can bring up.
Yeah, let's show some little things in there.
So this is literally the table of contents, what you're going to be getting from the table of contents. You're going to be getting, obviously, what's in the box, and you're going to go through all these different tutorials. So the quick visual melt, the cream to ring, the melting bottle cap, the liquid bouncing ball, all these effects in the tutorial tour here. So this is all, and then we'll get another slide. And you get into like ketchup, Milky Ways, honeys, green gummies, and then performing it in the spectator's hand, which I think is very strong, and why it needs to be done, because while it's still visual outside, having it in their hands, having that, you saw it in the performance when people say, "Oh, I could feel it melting," and just the look on their faces, because I guess I love the part that it is quite elastic, that you can move it about, you can smush it down, and people can feel like a liquidy thing going on inside their hands. It's beautiful. Magic Belay's like, this will be in my pocket from now on. Hey, Magic, what's up, buddy?
Magic's good here.
Yeah, it's just good to see you, man. I'm just trying to catch up on chat. Everyone's throwing a lot of questions out. Will I learn how to grow a luxurious head of hair like Tobias in the tutorial?
I'm glad I snapped some, you know.
Yeah, mate. Oh, just that's why I wear a hat, because mine's slowly going backwards. Yeah, that's what happens when your hair starts to go down. It starts to turn into a nice big bit of goop. Oh man. So I think
this is the thing where you just go in your pot. What is this? You know, like oh great. You want to see a ring trick? You know, it's like so weird things happening with this. If you find the right moment, it's just always a great way to introduce yourself, and you don't have to say you want to see a trick, because when you start with like, you have a handkerchief, you know, it's just fun.
Then you can like kind of, I'm sorry, I was like trying to read chat then, and I came back with like, do you have a handkerchief? I was like, I just imagine that gross bit of thing. Oh, Choice Environments, thanks so much again, my friend. That photo was also in the chat, by the way. I didn't catch that because I was watching.
Oh, that's a good one. Look at that. Anyway, I shouldn't show you.
Mate, I'm all down for it. There's so many. I've actually had people ask, is there other colors that are going to be coming out? So maybe.
I have a lot of different colors made for just my stuff, you know, but I think the most, let's say, commercial colors you get to the best things you can find on tables. So if you work professionally on tables, you know, you don't want to perform the snort thing, you know. It's nice to maybe take, you know, ketchup, right? Ketchup is a great material.
Yeah.
And, you know, first I also had this, you know, when you're like, oh, like, and it doesn't work this way, but it's just funny how also you can find all the packaging to it. You know, I used to take the Kinder thing, you know, you remember this one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's so great because you can really also store your gimmicks in there and just carry it around.
Mm-hmm.
And then from here, you just open it up and you're like, what is the toy? What is the toy? And you just, you find the chocolate in there. You know, it's like you have so many cool boxes you can also carry it around.
Exactly. But, even having that in your pocket, so when you need it, pop it open, load your finger in there, then you're gonna have no lint on it anyway.
Yeah.
I did it before while you were chatting. I put the gimmick in my pocket and I raveled it around. I even did this on it to try and get it to like, I even had to mute my mic because I was like, I didn't want it to come through the mic of me vigorously going at my shirt. And I pulled it and I had a little bit of lint on it, but I just ran my fingers down there and it naturally came off. So I didn't have any bad lint on there. So if you're worried about that, that's not a thing. Is there any trick of borrowed eye, specs, breaks, and restored? I don't know. Possibly.
What do you
I don't
want
I just saw something about specs, and I was like, it'd be cool to have like glasses or something, melt the side of glasses, or. But yes, I wanted to actually. We probably should go through the. Again, we're getting carried away. I'm like, got questions. Now, I've had some people ask, what kind of magician would this be good for? Like, is this good for just all-rounders? Is this good for close-up? Is this good for stage? Like, what are your angles on this like? What's everything? Who will get a kick out of this and who won't?
For me, I performed it even on stage. And the best part is, because it happens on eye level, it's pretty visual, even from far away. You know, if you are on stage, right, and you still see this, you know, like something creamy, and this happens, you see this even on a theater stage. But for me, I'm a close-up magician. I love to, you know, work as close as possible to people because I really want to meet them and talk a little and get an intimate situation for an experience. So this is really beautiful for stand-up. You know, when I walk around on a stand-up gig, I just go to people, I just show some ring tricks, and I perform this and make just this one person curious what they feel, and everybody's watching. I feel like this is the best way, like close up, but also stand up, walk around acts. This is just, it's because it's so eye catchy, you know. When you did this, I think you have a crowd, you know, that want to see more of that. So now you do some more ring tricks and then you go into your next routine. It's a very nice opener for anything. Just starting with a strong visual effect is always really important if you want to get people to watch it.
That
you know?
attention grabbing moment that's just,
Yeah.
every time I see you pull it up, sorry, I smacked the mic, you okay, Mike? Every time I watch you pull it up and you take a step back, I immediately have to go in for like a full shot because I'm like, I just love watching it. And I keep forgetting to like look at chat. I keep forgetting to do my job. I'm just enjoy that view. It's every time. It doesn't get old. It does not get old.
I can show you more stuff though. It's like, depends. We can also see different materials. You know, I have my studio here and I have the big, you know, because I do my art stuff and I have all these materials, and if I have an idea, I just can really quickly create a quite realistic way to, you know, like, let's say I need something that looks like dog shit or something, you know, then just make it from some materials and then I have the perfect thing to play with. But I don't want to, you know, it's always, I always take it to the lowest level of these magic tricks, but it's just really funny if you just go on the streets, right, and you just like, oh, it's like, and it also blends into that. It's
Oh, that's great.
funny. Yeah. And then you just make out of shit some beautiful stuff. I think in this world we always have to make out of the worst things the best. So it's a very nice way to introduce. Magic can be hidden everywhere, so you can find it also in every kind of cream and whatever. No, it's, for me, I love this. If it's so, it doesn't feel like I bring magic tricks to the table. I'm like, can I use a little bit of that? You know, and then I just do weird shit with their stuff they have on the table. I think it's just the best thing, you know?
Like you said, like you've got I saw your little ketchup thing. I just imagine being at a burger place, having one of those little paper ketchup things, reaching over to a spectator, can I have this? And pretending to pour it in your hand and going, ooh, and then into a ring or like back into like the ketchup or just there's so much you can go into this. Or even like that into a ketchup and then having a bottle cap, a plastic bottle cap palmed and making it.
I mean, the best part of it is, let me see if I have one here, but sometimes it's great if it really needs this melted, you have to see the transformation. This is the most important thing. If you're melting something and it's, to be like this, look, here, right? And it stops immediately, it feels too quick, right?
Yeah.
So you have to find a way to still have the motion ready that it's still doing something, you know? So it's still moving a little bit. It gets into that shape. It cannot be so perfect from one to the next. And bottle caps are just great because you can bend them and put them like thimbles, you know, and produce and work with these as well. I think there's a great routine on the instructions for this. And everything that fits on the finger, you can transform.
Exactly. You're not just limited to those rings, which again, I can't wait to literally wander around my house or wander in the streets and just go, what can I do with this? It's amazing.
I mean, it's not about the bounce ball, right? You can just take any kind of bonbon, you know, that has a caramel color. You dip into this and you go and you make another sweet out of it or whatever it is. You have to also search in your environment. What do you have? What do you see? What color is fitting to this ring or fitting to, you know, that kind of thimble to it? It's really now the challenge to make it suit on your character, how it fits best for you, because most of my bullshit stuff maybe you don't want to perform, but this is just I love it and so I want to share it. But most of these things are made to get explored now because there's not just one way how to do it. I have my ways how to do them. I show them all, but for sure you will come up with your own style.
Exactly. That's what makes this so, I think, so versatile, because there's so many times when you have a bill effect, like a US bill effect, and you can only do that in US currency. You can only do it with paper currency. Or you get like bottle caps that are only available in that certain country, because every country has different sizes, different designs, different things. Where this, you're just giving the this beautiful gimmick that you can go around your local shops and just go, what can I do with my local things? And there's none of that weird looking candy bars that you get. You're like, hang on, that's not the local wrapper from where I live. It's like some weird alien wrapper. And you always have to go, yeah, I bought this on holiday while I was in Australia, Melbourne, you know? And they're like, what?
I loved how Lloyd, have you seen the video of Lloyd? He showed, I think, also some really great techniques. And I looked at his earbuds, right? The white that goes into the earbuds. Like, dude, that's really like, yeah, it's incredible. But here's also great from this position when you have this one, right? You just cream this up, right? And it comes down like a spill of something, and then you have a coin, right? This is like, there are different techniques, different ways to throw it. Maybe it doesn't work so well on this camera now. It's also difficult for me to show you this and then also look in the thing. But any shape that is looking like it's transforming, it's beautiful. Like I don't know, everything you find that is holdable in different grips, palms, is just worth to try out. Definitely.
Exactly. It's just I know I felt like a kid again, sitting in my chair, just playing with it and going, what can I do with, again, the green one? It doesn't look like boogers, but I can't wait to like go with a 2-year-old son and just look around of what he's got and the mess that he's made. He loves chocolate as well, so I can't wait to like kind of wait for him to eat something and kind of do it, all these little bits that he has sitting around.
Yeah. Also, you see all these bottles that have this green, or I don't know. I in the tutorial I'm using these cool soldiers, from, I think this is a typical American toy, but
yeah,
there are so many different greens out there, and also, I mean, the honey is great. There's so many weird, that slimy stuff in this world that nobody wants to see until it's a magic trick.
Exactly. And it's just like, again, I'm looking around my office now and I'm like, there's so many things. I've got a glue stick there. I could imagine just grabbing the glue and coming up and going goop and throwing it back on. I just for random bits that catch people off guard. It doesn't have to be like a proper effect either. It's just those little things that catch everyone off guard. Like Magic Ballet saying he's trying to work it in to black to silver to use his ash and ember ring, which is a cool way to look at it. So you get a color changing ring, the color changing. That's cool. I love that idea.
You can do it so slowly, and also there are some really cool thimble moves. It's also worth to look back at all these DVDs you might have from thimble work, because there are like really strong kind of changes. Like when you have this and you come back right from here, it looks like CGI somehow. If you then also have the different ring in your hand, it's crazy. It's like,
that just looks sick. I was like, hang on, whoa. Oh man. Everyone's just like, Toby, that looked insane. Magic Apple says something like Terminator 2 with the silver would look cool. Like morphing.
Oh yeah. I have a different project coming up very soon with all the other kind of melting ideas I have, but it's I'm working on this in so many years, and I'm like so happy to share all this stuff. It's like some of these routines, some of them I haven't shown to anybody yet, because I also still train them, and I think every magician needs also to have some things that he's not showing to everybody as well. But in the main thing, I'm happy that this is so much fun. Every magician should have a chance to play with this and figure out maybe in your performance something else than cards, because it's so organic. You need more weird things to make magic with, and I really wish people come up with strange stuff. I love strange magic.
Yes, I don't think I've ever seen something come out of your pockets where it's just been a regular trick. I think everything that comes out of your pockets is
I love cards. This is not the fact. I really trained everything.
Yes.
But at the point I didn't want to be the card guy who walks around with playing cards and you want to see a trick. I wanted to not bring anything. It felt like I don't bring anything. Of course, I have thousands gimmicks in my pocket.
I can imagine you going through security at the airport, and then like, what have you got in your pockets? And
Yeah. But it's just the fact that you just make it look like you take anything. So you are magic at the end, because you could have done it with anything that was on the table. It's not a specific object you bring to the table and make magic with this. So that's really important. But yeah, I don't know what else. I mean,
Well, I have there's we're getting a phone call again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, who's it this time? Oh, little Timmy, you're back.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, sorry. I just had one more question, if that's okay.
Yes, please. Let's go.
I'm very young, and I can see that it's the skill level of a beginner magician. Will a beginner magician, like, will my skill level, like, does it go up? Like, how hard is this to do?
I mean, I think everybody can do it quickly, but it depends if you ever touched thimbles in your life, if you ever touched rings in your life before. There are some certain things you have to definitely know as a magician. I think if you're able to do the ring thing, then I'm giving you tutorials. It's definitely very easy for you, but there's always the way to learn things step by step. And if you really master the first, the main routine, you have to really go one by one, but I think it's not that difficult to learn,
Yeah,
I think it's very fast actually. But
yeah, I think the method itself and the handling is quite easy. Where it gets more advanced is what do you want to put on top of that? How do you want to make objects change? How do you want to make things differ from one hand to the other? That's where the skill level comes on. I think, like when you saw in the trailer, Wes doing it. Wes isn't a magician. He's one of our incredible guys in the studio.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, I love Wes so much. And he picked up in like 10 minutes. And that's what he did in 10 minutes, which is he got the handling down. But then you give it to someone that has a bit more handling, a bit more play. It's one of those things that you can get down relatively quick, but you want to put in the practice and the performance to get it down looking so smooth. And I guess it comes with everything that you do, right? You can pull a card trick off the shelf and do it.
It feels right, you look in the mirror and you just do it all the time.
Yes.
To really have the feeling that it's now, if you imagine it and you can imagine it's there, then for the others, it's also there. It's, if you're a little bit too fast and stuff, people will feel like it's like a toy, but it's super important to just feel relaxed and feel comfortable performing this. So take your time, learn it before the mirror, love it first, and then go for it,
That was the thing. When I first did this, I was really concerned about, because I loved the visuals you were doing on this. And I was super worried that I wasn't going to make it look anywhere near as good as you were doing it. But it's just again, doing it. I remember the first time I did it in the mirror. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to butcher it after seeing you do it. But I remember the first time I did it in the mirror and I was sitting up and I practiced. I was like, oh, that looks sick. I just love the visual. So,
I'm also still amazed, when I'm trying this in front of the mirror. It feels weird because for you, it's of course you're just trying to act it correctly. Mm-hmm. But if you then see suddenly like, then it's right. It's like it's just funny how this works. But yeah, man, I feel like if there are more questions or something.
Yes, I was literally about to say that because I've run out of questions. We pretty much blasted through the questions really quickly. Like you were acing everything that I was throwing out, so you were ahead of the game. So I commend you for that. So if anyone's got any more questions, please throw them in chat. John Hayes just asked, is there large rings? No, John, there's one ring fits all. And again, it all comes down to, you don't have to do it with the ring, but you can definitely do it with the ring. And it doesn't have to sit on your finger. It could just be like, the fact that it slides down is a beautiful part. But yes, I'm just looking through chat, just seeing if anyone's got anything. Will there be a limited run? I don't know. It depends how excited people get.
Yeah.
But I know it's selling like crazy at the moment. Like everyone's picking up. Like I unfortunately have notifications turned on. So every time someone asks me a question about it, it's like 3 a.m. I'm up responding. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Just people are loving it." It's great. Yeah, everyone's like, "We're pretty excited." This is very true. I'm just gonna scroll through chat. See if anyone's got any more questions. If you guys got any more questions, please throw them up in chat. I think, while we have a couple more questions come in, we want to show that run through a full performance of it so people can see, not you can take a second, you can relax. We'll jump into a full performance and people can watch that while we have some questions come in and you and I can have a breather and a sip of tea.
Take it. This is the best summer trick you can ever do, you know. I'll try to get something out for you, look. Oh yeah. Oh my god, look at that. That is incredible. Tasty actually. Because you can make the most magical things from it.
Wait, what?
Here, check it out.
Is it a chocolate ring?
Yeah, taste it.
Oh, it's
No,
Wait, what? It's like metal. It's literally metal.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, that seriously is metal. Yeah.
I thought that's Hershey's.
Yeah.
It's Hershey's. Hershey metal? Wow. Wait, I'm so confused.
Well, there you go. That is it. So, I love that reaction. Is it elastic too? Michelle asks. Michelle, it's very. I'm going to try and get this in focus. Wait for the camera to focus. Get out of my face. There you go. You can see there. I'm pulling as hard as I can, and that's kind of turning white. Yeah, I've been pulling this, I've been trying to break it, to be honest, and it's not breaking. So very elastic. I think that's one of the best parts about it because it does have that movement that you wouldn't get if it was solid. Just that bounce again.
I love bounce, man. And especially if you look at the shape, you know, you don't want to. You can also go for, you know, if it's round, right? When you throw this up, it feels like it's still the ball, but you can still like squeeze this one, you know, and go also from there into different other routines, you know. So I just love the idea that you can use it as a shape to so many different objects as well, and just fake it, you know, because it's really, really close to, you know, earpods and whatever it is. You just get the idea.
Yeah, you guys.
But, yeah.
You guys spent a good while on prototyping for this, right? The gimmicks and getting the materials right, getting everything. Like how it's been a couple of years, right? Like I remember Blackpool 2 years ago or something. I remember you guys were chatting about it, you and Ty Tennis down in the hotel, talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's been longer than that since you've been obviously working on this.
For me, I developed it, and then, you know, there were always some little things I wasn't okay with, you know, from when I made the prototype first. And now I'm really happy that it's such a solid kind of gimmick that, especially when you work with thimbles, you always want an easy entrance to the gimmick. If you have suddenly an unsure way to go with your finger inside, if it's too thin or something, it doesn't feel right. But this, when I took it out and, you know, I got the final samples to look at, I was like, it feels so good. It feels so safe, you know, and this is what I like about magic. When you have a prop, you want to feel you always find in and out of this kind of gimmick. So I can really say it's good.
Yes, exactly. I remember when I was in California when the gimmicks actually arrived, and I was watching Javier grab them, and he was stretching them like this. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, in your body, whenever you see someone grab a gimmick and start to mishandle it, you start to panic. And I was watching Javier do this, and I was like, these are staying up. He's like, I've got to test them out because if they break, we're going to be in trouble for it. And now I've got them. I'm like, and they stand up, which is incredible because I know rubber band stuff. I know with rubber stuff, there's probably people concerned that like with rubber bands, they snap, they break. If you do that with elastic band, it's gonna snap. These actually stand up to all that brutal. Not that you're going to be doing that in a performance. I don't see anyone going, hey, check out what's on my finger.
Yeah, I mean, you have to also treat them with respect. You know, it's like you don't destroy and test it so hard because it's nice. You can wash it. You know, it always stays fresh. You can also then put it in your mouth. Whatever you want to do with this. You know, it's like it's funny to also take it out from your mouth. You know, you eat something, you go like, oh.
See, I just saw Celamilino. Sorry, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Asking.
Whatever, it's just funny. But
just like again, like carrying them around in your pocket and going, just finding weird, obscure moments to do this. Again, I love that obscure, not like proper magic. I love the effects that catch people off guard. And that's why I think I've always been drawn to your magic. It doesn't seem like, hey, everyone, I'm putting on a show now, which you can do with this. But there's all these moments that catch people off guard and like, what is this guy doing? Like, yeah, man, it's so good. Like,
it has to be, you know, the magic today has to be more and more organic and really close to people. I feel like for me, I always hint for an experience people should get and feel something really like in their hands. Magic should happen as close as possible to the people. You know, like this is like what I want, so I can connect. Everybody can connect better, and this is definitely something I develop more and more to show more stuff on the Facebook group. For
Yeah,
sure.
there you go. So if what we will do is when we have, is that Facebook group live yet or not?
I think there's already a link for it, so I think there is.
Oh, sweet. That was on the tutorial. Perfect. I will get that and I'll share it on our social. So everyone that has Liquify already, I'm sure there'll be some sort of like secret bits going on, so anyone can just join. So what I'll do is I'll share that, and people that already have the tutorial can get into it, and we can start sharing ideas. Yeah, I'm reading chat now, and no one's got questions. Everyone's just coming up with different ideas for using the gimmicks. Like, could you do pips melting off a card? For green, I'd like to get glue.
Cool routine with a signature from a playing card, that you take off the ink from the playing card, you know, take it away, because you don't need to transform everything. You know, sometimes it's also great if you just, let me see if I have no cards with me, of course, here. Magician. But in case you just take off like, you know, like, and make it just vanish like this, you know, it's a cool moment, you know, and then you show the signature went off the card or something.
That's cool.
Yeah, it has a lot of cool little in-between moments.
Oh man, that's cool. I love that. And just again, having a blank card, taking the whole ink off the card and then it's a blank card. Or
yeah, seen also on it where, you know, somebody signs a card, or it's already signed when they pick it, and they go like, oh, it's already signed. It's like, oh, no problem. You know, you just take off the ink, you know, like throw it away, and then the card is clean again for the spectator to use.
Yeah, that's it. It's like how you clean up after every performance. So after every routine, you're like, these signatures, I have to start with a new deck, take it off and clean it up. Brian asked, does he have the gimmick for glass? Sorry, I don't know what's included. I'll show you again, Brian.
No.
Yeah, no, it's just, he's just got the, he's got his own personal reservoir of different colors.
If you have a glass that is maybe green or kind of old, that fits to the yellow one or something.
Yeah.
But maybe a white milky glass will make it. But
yeah.
There's no transparent.
That's kind of what you get in there. A lot of people are asking about other melting objects effects and when you're having all these other routines coming up. But I know you're working on quite a few, so we can't go through all of them because I know there's quite a few you're working on. So if we went through them all, it would be just keep your eyes peeled. You'll see more.
Yeah, of the year you will see everything.
Yes, exactly. I'm very excited for everything you got coming out. Yeah, everyone's like, I got to rewatch this and take notes. There's so much going on. If everyone's got any more questions, I just know a lot of people are chatting about what they want to do with this now. I know we've kind of covered everything on my chat. If anyone's got any more questions, please throw them in. Otherwise, I know it's getting late for you there. It's like 8 o'clock here for me. What's 9 for you there?
Yeah. No, I think it's around 10. I have no idea.
Yeah, you had no idea what goes on in there. There you go. Sella Melanino. Sorry, I'm pronouncing that terribly again. What is your favorite color to play with? So when you go out, what colors do you have in your pocket?
Oh, I mean, I take my index with me. You know, sometimes it's great to look what there is on the table, and then I see there I have catch up, so I definitely have the red one with me after. And then it's really depending. You know, sometimes the golden one for me is great because, you know, playing a goldsmith is a very elegant way, like, to do art and talk about things that are just melting. And you can also play with some heat and some cold rings that you know, put on the cold ice cube on a glass before. So there are different sensations, but I feel like definitely I always carry around the white gold, the black, and the silver, and the ketchup, and actually everything.
Well, that's the thing, because one thing that I absolutely loved was the gold and the silver, like that metallic look inside them, and like the flex and the sparkle made it look like you're melting gold and you're melting silver down.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. I can't wait to, like, once I have
tricks with money, you know, they're always getting attracted. You know, if you do some bills and boom, you know, suddenly you have a lot of bills, but suddenly you have coins, which is great. But if you have like gold, you know,
Yeah.
is there anything with gold? I don't know. Just having it as a precious object is interesting.
Exactly. And just working your way through whatever you can do. That's talking about heat. I saw someone ask, sorry, I'm just trying to find where your name was. I'm so sorry, I've lost it. Oh, John Hayes asked, does the heat effect come with a trick? Because in the performance, I think you mentioned about that, can you feel it getting warm? I think.
Yeah, this is interesting how psychology-wise you can really create the moment of heat. But I'm just talking about it, I think, briefly in the instructions. But if you just do it, people just warm it up in their hands. You just give the ring out. Just here, warm it up for me a second, right? You just do something else, and they're just standing there. And then I ask them, you know what happens if the ring gets warmer? They go like, I don't know, is it melting? It's like, yeah, imagine it more, right? And then I just do this, and they're like, yeah, I feel it gets hotter. You know, like it's like for them, it's like they are just suggesting it in their mind, and sometimes really interesting how hypnosis is working on people. But if you use an ice cold ring you hold it under a glass for a little bit and tell people it's getting hot, and you touch them a little bit, they cannot see if it was cold or hot. They're just like, oh, it's really hot, right? And then you give it back to them, and it's super cold.
Yeah.
It's really interesting as a transformation of the temperature. Yeah. But I mean, chocolate is great that it melts, so you have always this kind of thing involved if you warm it up in your hands. But if it comes to then really solid material, it's getting really interesting. Like there's like this plastic, there's this metal, and there's kind of, organic honey, chocolate kind of things that are not so magical if they melt suddenly, but if they transform back, then it's getting interesting.
Exactly. I just, I saw some people ask, is the gimmicks, are they easy to scratch? I would say like obviously these rubber bits aren't easy to scratch. I'm running my fingernail along down that ring now, and I'm not getting anything coming off it. So I don't know.
Not the ring?
Yeah, the rings.
I mean, yeah, it's like they're looking still good. I'm throwing this all the time on the ground.
But yeah, I guess also too, if you don't want to use your ring, you could always use a spectator's ring and have that melt in front of them.
Yeah.
Or use your own rings. Like I've got my wedding rings, a coin that, you could always use.
Nice. That's
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just take that and then move into a real ring. No, real coin.
Yeah.
What am I saying? You know what I mean? So.
I also had a lot of friends, they were like, "Oh, I'm wearing a silver ring. I want to, I want to try that." But for them, if you use the super expensive wedding ring on their party, I just also tell you that don't make these moves then too crazy, because just like, oh, is this your like 5,000 euro ring? Like, yeah, like keep it then always in the safe. Just be clever. Just keep it.
I was going to mention that because when I was first practicing this and I was trying to do the spin, I was throwing the ring off behind me and it was hitting back here, and I was like, I'm about to break something. So
exactly, this is what you have to train at the beginning, that you get that swirl right, that you fly off and it's still like moving on your finger, right? This is like what makes it so organic at the end. But the things you find on the instructions and all details.
Exactly, and there's a good bit of instructions there. I'm just saying, everyone's like, yes, Dark Phoenix, there is a Facebook group where you can go share ideas. So once you pick up Liquify, that'll be all available to you. I think everyone's just asking questions. Everyone's like, I ordered mine this morning, can't wait to get it. Tobias, did you build a separate box index, or do you use the inlay of the box? That's a good idea. So when you carry these on your person, how do you know which is which in your pockets? Or do you have like a little index, or do you?
I think I have, I tell you, my pockets, I don't carry around 10 of them on my body. I just have a top pocket for this color. I have left and right, and because it's so easy to take the one that is in this hand, I can always take it in the other hand without any, it's just, when I have it, I just go, and I also go behind my back. I just put it on the right finger. I need it. It's really not a certain pocket where you dip in and find the right one. It's like, you just put it on, and it's like, if you want, you can build yourself in your fingers. You can just go in here and have it on. You don't need it, right?
Just for your belly button fluff. It's where you pull it out. But I think that comes down to, it's kind of like having, a whole bunch of outs, right? You just have them all loaded in different pockets depending on what you want to perform. And where you want to go from there?
It's great to have it under your belt, right? For example, if you want to just find it always under your belt, it's a nice way to steal it off, because sometimes it's also good if you don't look for your pockets, you know, if it's on a place where you can have easy access with this, because it's just a boop and you have it, right? It's really important to not make it complicated. You know, this is it fits very nicely. Your hand's always looking empty, you know, even if I'm doing this. And it's so on the tip, so you can easily do all your thimble moves, so you have it always under control. Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's actually one question I just saw about the colors. Sorry, one more question, I think, and then we'll kind of head out because I know it's getting late for you. But cleaning them and stuff, I know you said they were easy to keep clean. Do you find like the colors, like the white, attract a lot of colors and like they'll start to go brown and you can just wash them up? How do you find that, like, keeping them white?
I don't know. I think it's really difficult to even paint them because nothing really holds on it, you know, so wash it off and then it's fine. But I don't know. I carry this all the time around with me. I'm happy how they are.
Yeah.
But don't just, you know, if you carry them around, just make you a nice box in your magic luggage where it is always like open, and you don't want to just, you know, put them everywhere and just forget them. I don't know what happens if you wash them too hard. I think nothing will happen, but it's just everything was fine, you know.
Exactly. Just like anything, they're gimmicks, right? So you got to take care of your gimmicks. You got to take care of your magic props, and they'll take care of you.
Yeah. There was also this card clip, right? I don't know from who was that. And they said, yeah, you can drive over it with a truck. And you're like, wow, yeah, really? Yeah, you can drive over it, but afterwards it's really flat. Anyway.
My favorite thing is when people go, oh, is that gimmick examinable? And I'm like, well, yeah, it's examinable. It's 100% examinable. They're going to figure out how it's done, but it's still examinable. People can still touch it and look at it. I just like to mess with words, and that gets me in trouble a lot. So I apologize if I've ever said that to you online.
Yeah, I think this was a whole like kind of tutorial thing I'm doing today. So I think I gave a lot of exposes. So I think you already know that this is just really talking about really the product here, and all my moves I was showing you are really just showing you how this actually works, and that you really know that
exactly
it's not that difficult. And no, I think definitely sometimes people are like, but I saw how he made it, you know, like this is really a video that shows everything here. So
yes, I think that's the thing. It's we even talked about it, like, are we going to hold things back? And I think literally with this, the whole tutorial that's been put up online now with you kind of, well, there's still some things that we haven't discussed, but I think as far as it kind of goes, you've kind of, which I thank you so much for exposing all this to like run everyone through, because you can see there's so much art, thought, and effort went into everything here. So thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
I love it. I love that. You know, when people play with my stuff that I'm creating here, I feel really honored. So I cannot wait to see everybody who's having fun with this. It makes me smile.
Yeah, thank you. So I can't wait. I'm so sorry for your social media and your notifications, because everyone's going to be tagging you going, Tobias, look at this. I can't wait. I can't wait for it either, to be honest. I'm very excited to see what everyone does with this. So thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me, and cannot wait for everybody to see you soon on the next convention. I don't know where, but play with this and let me know if you have any questions. If I'm not getting back to you immediately, then maybe there are too many questions, but no, I'll answer everybody. So let's talk soon.
Absolutely. And if you've got any questions, please throw them Murphy's Magic way. Send them on our socials. DM me. I'll be happy to answer anything. And if I don't, I'll be bugging Tobias and getting his questions and all of his answers. So thank you so much again, my friend. Thank you, everyone, for coming on and chatting. You guys are absolute legends. We'll see you all very soon. Take care, you guys. Thanks again, Tobias. You handsome, handsome man. Now I'm going to go call back little Timmy and thank him for all of his calls.
Timmy is awesome. I want to speak to him.
He's the best. Oh, hang on. Wait. No, that's the wrong voice.
Thank you so much, man. I'll talk to you very soon. I went to hit the wrong... I've messed up. I'm getting too excited. I'll talk to you soon, mate. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.
You just cut somewhere random, you held it there. I've gone nowhere near those. Turn it over, show everyone what you were thinking of. Like it's a sign for the girls' washroom. I drew one thing. Would you say that
What?
I've always felt that there was a gap in the tools available to mentalists. What was it? Say it out loud. Planets.
Yeah.
There's a devious secret hidden in plain sight. Those who know what it is can see it clear as day, but those who don't will absolutely never see it.
Read the magic trick, bang. It's just science. I've seen it before. 4 out of 10 out of 10. What? Read the magic trick, shrinks. No. What? 8 out of 10. Read the magic trick. If I can get one of these 2 coins to disappear while inside your hand, would that deserve a follow? Yeah, but that's not gonna happen. Close your hand. Squeeze. Have a look. No. No, what? That's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. And the follow. The magic trick. Watch. Hold. What? No! Oh, that's a 10 out of 10. Rate the magic trick. Watch the rip on my jeans. Watch. Oh, it's another 10 out of 10. Rate the magic trick. If I can turn this tissue paper into a person, would that deserve a follow, Ethan? Yes, but that's impossible. So impossible. Hang on. Careful. Look. Boom. No. Let me. What? How have we done that? There's no.
Hi, Danny Goldsmith here. All you'll need for this effect is a coin. I'm using a Morgan silver dollar, but you can use a $50 or whatever you're using is fine. I like the weight and the visualness of a larger coin, but any currency will do. You'll have the coin, you'll hold it, take your thumb, put it in there, and that's it. The coin disappears. Of course, if you know any magic, you know where the coin goes.
Jokers. Let's get down to the table and check it out. 4 face-up jokers. The idea is to do a move called the turn. If you watch the jokers close, you'll actually see the moment it happens. That's when the first one turns over, which is kind of cool. Now, you weren't ready for that. It really is the first one. It really did turn over. It really is the only one. But watch. Just at fingertips, I give them the turn. And that's number 2.
Perfect.
Right? 2 face up, 2 face down. It doesn't matter how you turn them over. You can turn them over this way or this way. It doesn't matter how you do it. It's just when you do it that you get number 3.
Wild.
You can get number 4 as well. You don't even have to turn it over. You can just turn it in space, and you get card number 4 turned over. Now the problem is it happens really fast, so it can be confusing because sometimes 4 looks like 1. You can turn 1 over and it gets you to 2. If you try to straighten out 2, don't, because it'll just get you to 3. If you want to do the turn, all you have to do is square them up slowly and turn them over. And that what gets you to all 4.
What?
That's 2, that's 3.
20 seconds. Chris, how about to make yours more of a challenge? I try to find yours with 1 hand. Watch this. 1 hand reaches into the deck. I'll pull 1 card out. Was it the 9 of hearts?
No.
Man, I'm on the clock. What was it? What was it?
Jack of spades.
Jack of spades. How much time?
5, 4, 3,
Jack of spades.
2, boom.
Now, that was close. You'll all agree that I got your cards under the watch in time. And if the top 4 cards are the aces, well then, I don't have to pay you any money at all. If the next 4 cards are the aces, that is a tie, and we can... Oh, I cannot believe this happened. You know, sometimes I'm so good at this, I can do it without realizing. Can you turn those over and just show them to everybody?
Don't
Go ahead, turn those over.
Come on. Come on.
You know, I know. Yes. Thank you much, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Alexa, name any playing card.
Your card is the 8 of clubs.
Alexa, say any number between 1 and 52.
Your number is 12.
this is what we're going to do. Do you know who is the best mentalist in the whole entire world, or magician, I should say?
Magician?
Yeah.
What?
It's actually Siri.
Siri?
Siri. You know your phone assistant?
I don't use Siri, but
You don't use Siri? I use Siri. Here. Let me show you what I mean. For instance, you can tell her, you can be like, "Hey Siri, name any playing card."
Okay, it's the 7 of hearts.
7 of hearts. So remember that card. Okay, remember that card.
remembering.
Do me a favor. Cut the cards.
Does this have to be perfect?
No. Anywhere you want. Just cut and then complete the cut. And boop, complete the cut.
How do I do that?
Like you go like that, and then you can do that again if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do it again.
Okay. I'm sorry, I don't like play cards.
It's all good, man. All right, you want to stop there or you want to keep going? One more card, 2 more cards, up to you. Just cut one more time, boom.
And you know what? I'll put it back.
Okay.
Did you expect that?
No, that was completely unexpected. Are you happy there?
Yes.
100%.
100%.
Check it. Look, I don't touch the cards. I don't touch anything.
Spider.
Hey, look. Hey Siri, tell me any number from 1 to 52.
The answer is 3.
Okay. Now, all you have to do is count 3 cards, and your card will be there. What was the card that she said?
3? Or the one before? The 7 of hearts?
This one. Yeah, the one she just named.
7 of hearts, right?
Count 3. 1, 2. Take a look. The third card, yeah.
Of course. 7 of hearts.
Siri, bro.
Damn, that's crazy.
Isn't that insane?
Would you be impressed if I could find the 4 aces from a shuffled deck in less than 60 seconds? Would you be impressed if I could do that?
Mostly.
You shouldn't be. I practice that all the time. I really do. I practice that all of the time. So I think it'll be much more of a challenge to find 4 cards that you guys pick in a moment. I couldn't possibly know what cards you're going to pick, therefore I couldn't possibly practice, right?
Yeah.
Reach in there, take any card that you want.
Okay.
And it was William, right? Reach in there, take any one that you want. Don't let me see it. That's important. Any card that you want. Kyle, right? Take any card that you want. And then Chris. Any card that you want. Look at those cards, remember them. I'll look away. I want you to look at those cards, remember them. Show them to the camera if you could. Make sure that you get a chance to see those cards. And I'll show them to the camera one at a time, too, so that there's no confusion. Greg, can I have your card back first?
Yes.
Burn that card into your memory. That's so important. William, same thing. Remember that card. Kyle, burn this card into your memory. There's a monitor over there, so I'll look away. It would be a great way to cheat, but I won't this time. Remember your card. That's very important.
Not that you're above
4
it.
cards back into 4 different spots in the deck. You can see they go into 4 different places. I'll try to find those 4 cards in 60 seconds from a shuffled deck of cards. And Greg, can you verify for the people at home that that is a thorough mix of the cards?
Looks very thorough to me.
Of course. 4 cards in 60 seconds. And you know what? As a matter of fact, I'll even throw in the aces for free. 8 cards in 60 seconds. And if I can't do that, I'm going to give you $100. I'll even shake on it. Yeah. He seems to think that the shake matters. It doesn't matter. No, it's just Greg. Here we go. Check this out. I'll start the watch. And when it gets to 55 seconds, I want you to count down. I want you to say 5, 4, 3 when it gets to the time, all right?
Okay.
Here we go. 8 cards in 60 seconds. The 4 cards you picked plus the aces. First card to make it more of a challenge. Give the cards a real quick kick, and I'm going to try to find. Actually, I don't know whose card this is going to be. Whose card was this? Was this anybody's card?
That's my card.
Of course. Now let's try this. To make the next one more of a challenge, why don't we try this? Last time I didn't